Hello, it's Danielle Brigette here from teachingonlineheadquarters.com, where I give you tips for teaching online. Today, I want to go through the ins and outs of Zoom. So I've done a video one time before about Zoom and teaching online on Outschool, and that video tells how to set up your Outschool classroom, how to enter the Outschool classroom, and how to get started on Zoom, but I wanted to give you even more details about Zoom. So this video won't go through the actual entering into the Outschool classroom, but it's going to give you all the tips and tricks for Zoom from the beginner to the advanced. So let's go. So right now, what I'm doing is I am screen sharing my Zoom. So we are actually on Zoom right now, and you can see that I have a participant up here called Danielle's iPhone, and that is my iPhone that is on Zoom too. I logged in there so that we can have two people, and it's not just me. And so the basic thing that I would do when I started Zoom is I would click on Gallery View. That way I can see all of the people that are going to be in my class. I have usually anywhere between 5 and 18 students. So gallery view works for me to see everybody at one time. So another thing that I'll do is I'll click on participants, and you'll see that that opens up over here. Now, this is me. I have control. I'm the host. My iPhone is the co-host, but I think that's just because I'm signed in more than one place. So here you'll be able to see all of your students. And when you're looking here, I was having a problem where I couldn't figure out how to get these things right here. Some kids could do the thumbs up, and see, it puts a little thumbs up. They could do the thumbs down. They could do the clap, need a break, and away, but I couldn't do that. So I had to go into my settings in Zoom and add these features on here. So if you're missing these features on the participants, then go check your preferences in Zoom, and you can just go into the Zoom website and search how to do the thumbs up, and it'll tell you how to add this to your profile. So another thing you can do is you can click on here and you can rename the people. So I can go in here and I could make this person a host, withdraw the co-host permission, or I could rename this person, which is just my phone. So I could go in here and I could just say iPhone. So now it's going to change to iPhone. I didn't turn on the video or the sound for that, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like to have more than one person in here on the Zoom meeting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn on my iPad and I'm going to have another participant join so that you can hear what it sounds like when you do this setting. So if you have, when you go to your participants, click this More button, and you can see that I have play sound when someone joins and leaves. If this is clicked, which you want it to be clicked for your classes so that you're not having someone sitting in the waiting room the whole time, you want to have this clicked. It will play a little sound and you'll know someone's there. So I'm going to go on my iPad real quick and I'm going to go into Ask to come into this meeting so you can hear what it sounds like. So that was it. It just makes a little doorbell sound, and then here is, here's me. Okay, so look, there's me on the iPad. I'm going to turn the video off so you don't have to look at me from over there. So now there's 3 of me on here. So I did this because I want to show you how to do breakout rooms too. So I can go in here and I can change this one. That was my iPad. Just press rename and I can go in here and I can change to iPad. So you can rename the kids if you need to. And a reason you might need to do this is, like, I had 2 kids that were siblings that were together in one class. And so I changed it to, her name was Charlie and her sister was Lisa. So I just changed it to Lisa and Charlie. Before that, it just had their dad's name, Mike, on it. So we changed it so I could remember who I was talking to in the class. So another thing that you can do to set up your Zoom is click this More button, and you can go live on Facebook, live on YouTube, but this is more of an advanced feature that I could do another video on, but not today. So you will see that I have this polling button here. Now this is enabled if you go into, let me show you, I have it over here. If you go to the Zoom website, the Help Center, and you type in polling, it will tell you how to enable polling on your account. So you're going to sign in to the web version of Zoom, and you're going to go into your account settings and you're going to enable polling. But a poll does not just come up at the bottom of your screen down here. What you have to do is go to your meetings page when you schedule a meeting, and then you're going to add a poll when you schedule your meeting. And there you'll be able to put whatever you want as your poll, and you'll be able to launch the poll and everything like that. So I'm going to show you what that looks like from my poll. So I'm going to click poll, and it comes up, what is your favorite color? Oh, launch poll, sorry. And let's see, on my phone, it's asking me what's my favorite color. I'm going to press orange. Oh, it says hosts and panelists cannot vote. So it's not letting me vote. But here you'd be able to vote, and then you can end poll, and then all of the percentage of people that voted for each one will come up, and you can share the results with everybody and then stop sharing. So this is how you do a poll. So it will not automatically come up right here. I thought it would, and I was really confused about why I didn't have this option and other people did. So I looked it up, and that's how you do it. You have to enable it first in your settings. Then when you schedule your meeting, you have to click that you want a poll, and then you need to create your poll. So I'm not seeing a way that you could just make a poll. Like, it doesn't just happen in your meeting. You have to plan your poll before your meeting starts there. So I want to show you how to do something that most teachers are going to need to do. You are going to need to share your screen. So you're going to come down here to the bottom where it says share screen, and you're going to click it. And you can click this little arrow, and it'll say one participant can share at a time, or multiple participants can share simultaneously, and then there's advanced options that you could choose. What I'm going to do is just click share screen, and it's going to come up and ask me, oh, do you want to share any of these things? Well, I'm going to choose this one, the Word document, and press share. So now I'm going to bring it over here. I have two screens, so it actually went on my other screen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what happens. So when you are sharing, you see this little toolbar up here. Now, you are screen sharing. And so now on my other devices, you can see exactly what I'm showing you right now. And you can still see here, I can see myself over there. Hello. Okay, so once I go onto this screen share, if I clicked over here, you see that my little toolbar went away, and you might be like, oh no, what do I do? So if you just hover over it, you'll be able to see everything that was down at the bottom. Now, there's this button called Annotate. If you click this button, you can use this as a mouse. You can select, you can put text. So I can write text here, hello, here. Then, if I want to draw, I just go into the draw tool right here, and I'm going to click on the draw, and I'm going to draw right on my page. If you want to do a stamp, there's a couple of different stamps that you can do. I'm going to do hearts. Okay. If you want to spotlight something, you can spotlight it with this arrow right here. See? Oh, look right here. Yes, here. Okay. And it has my name. It shows, here's what I want you to look at. You can use the eraser tool and erase what you've done. You can format the color of what you're doing. You can format the line width. Go back here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. And now I can change it to green. Whoa, green. You see? I can also change my font size, italics, all of these things in here. I can undo what I just did, or I can redo what I just did, and I can clear it right here. Clear all drawings, clear my drawings, or clear viewers' drawings. So I'm going to clear mine. So I was in a class yesterday, and I was sharing a video, and then all of a sudden I see this on top of the video. Okay, I remember sort of how to use this. And then I was like, wait, how do I get them to stop? I don't remember. So the way you get them to stop doing that is go here to the More button. You can have Disable Attendee Annotation. This will make it to where they won't be able to draw on the screen. And if I click Show the name of the annotators, then it'll show who is the one writing on my screen. So if they're writing, it'll show their name. Let me see if I can do it from my phone. All right, so I'm going to enable notation. Now let's see if I can do it on my other screen. Now you see, and it's saying iPad. The iPad wrote that. That way I will know the person named iPad is the one writing. So where that was on here was you're going to go to More, and remember it pops up and it goes away, and it pops up and goes away, so you might have to go looking for it. And you're going to do Disable Attendee Annotation, show the names of the annotators. That way you will know just who is writing on the screen. I panicked whenever I had the class because I was like, I know how to do this, but where is it? And I kept looking and looking and I couldn't find it. So remember this place. When you are screen sharing, go to More, enable the names of the annotator, and disable the attending annotation. And that way you won't have all this crazy stuff going on your screen whenever you're not expecting it. You can share your Google Slides, you can share a YouTube video, you choose what you want to share. So when I say stop sharing, did you notice that when I press share screen, it comes up with my other desktop, comes up with what I'm doing right here. I can make it a whiteboard, share whiteboard, and it comes up just like a whiteboard. So what I do is treat it just like a whiteboard. You see, whiteboard. And I can draw on it just like I did on the Word document, exactly the same. Now if I stop my share and I go back over here, I can go to Advanced, and it lets you do a portion of your screen, the sound only, content from a second camera, files on Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, Box, all these different things that you can share on. Okay, so I want to show you the chat box also. And the reason that I like to use the chat box is sometimes you have students that don't want to come on to the video because they're really shy. And so right here, you can type hello, and you see how it says to everyone? When I press enter, it goes to everyone. Now, if I just wanted to say something to iPad, I change it to iPad and it says privately right here, and I say hello iPad and press enter. Now, do you want everyone to be doing these things all the time? Maybe not. So just like on almost everything else, there's 3 dots. Click that. Now, participants can chat with no one, host only, everyone publicly and privately. So you choose what you want. If you only want to be the only one that can write anything, then you choose you. If you want everyone to be able to, I would say everyone publicly. Some of the kids like to share their Roblox names and things like that with each other, which is fine with me as long as their parents are okay with it. And you can save your chat. So that's how the chat box works. Now, I wanted to show you a few other things. If you go back to gallery view and I click on the 3 dots over here, I can pin this video, which means I'm the only one that will be displayed no matter who is talking. So if you want to be the one that's coming up on the screen all the time, no matter who is talking, then have them pin the video. Now to unpin the video, oh, right here, unpin video. Then it unpins my video. Now, if I want to go back to myself and I want to say spotlight video, this makes you the spotlighted video for everyone. So it'll just keep showing you. If a kid is being really disruptive and you need them out right away, just click right here on more and put in the waiting room, and it will kick them straight out into the waiting room, and you can allow them back whenever you want them back. But if they're not being nice and you want them out of the class, that is your emergency button to get them to stop what they're doing and to get them out of the class. So remember, that is, click on it, put in waiting room. Whenever you're having a class on Zoom, I want you to always make a list of who is in your class on a sheet of paper, and when they are coming in, make sure your list and their name matches before you admit them, just for safety purposes. You want to make sure that they match up. And if they don't, you can let them in for a minute, check if maybe it's dad's Zoom account and they need to change their name, that's okay. But you want to make sure that they have a reason to be in your classroom. Here's another thing over here. If someone is supposed to be in your meeting and maybe they text you and said, I can't get in the meeting, can't find what I'm looking for, I can't find the invite. Right down here, if you click invite, you can copy the invite link, copy the invitation, and you can either email it or just copy and send it to them however you want to. So this is like an emergency situation, like a parent can't get in for some reason, messaging you either on Outschool or on your phone or an email. This is a way to just quickly copy the meeting information. You can also, next to the invite tab, go over here to the mute all, and it will make everyone muted at one time, because sometimes you can hear dad on the phone in the background, you can hear the dogs barking, and it gets to be really crazy. So mute all will mute everybody, and then when it's their turn to talk, they can unmute themselves. Another thing that I wanted to show you is something that I had never done before because it never came up on my screen. And I was wondering, why is this not working? And it's because I did not have breakout rooms set up, just like the polling. I've seen people do polling, but I didn't know how to do it. All I did was go to the help on Zoom. It's very easy to go to the help center, and it'll give you a little video on how to do it. So you need to enable breakout rooms first. So to do that, you go to your Zoom web portal and then account management and account settings, and then you go to the breakout room option and make sure that this is enabled. If in fact it is enabled, then you will have this option at the bottom of your screen, just like I do here, right here. The thing about the breakout room is that I had something else clicked and it did not want at all to let me do this. So when I clicked the breakout room, it said, oh, you have to unclick this button. So then I was able to use breakout room once I restarted. So I'm going to show you how to do a breakout room. And what a breakout room is you're going to take groups of students and you're going to put them in their own room without you, and they can talk about something that you want them to talk about, kind of like doing small groups in your classroom. And then you can bring them back into the classroom. So it's a good way for kids to get to know each other and a good way for them to work together. So here we go. Click breakout rooms. And it says assign 2 participants into 1 room. I'm going to do automatically, okay? Automatically. And I'm going to press create breakout rooms. Now, here's my first breakout room. It's going to be my iPad and my iPhone. And I'm going to say open all rooms. Now, on my iPad and my iPhone, you can see it says not joined and not joined. I have to click join and join. And then it's going to put them into a breakout room. Now, they are in a breakout room And what I can do is I can go into the breakout room and see what they're up to and see what they're talking about. So I'm going to press join, join breakout room 1. Yes. I'm going to click on it and it's going to take me to their breakout room. And here is the breakout room. Right here, we're in the breakout room. We're talking, hey everybody, hey, hey, hey. We're talking about this, blah, 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 blah. Oh, the teacher's here. That's me. So now that I'm in here, I can say leave room. If I want to go to another room, click leave breakout room. And then it returns me back to the main session. What I can do now is I'll go to back to the breakout rooms. And I'm going to send them all a message. This is really good to do. Send them all a message that says, breakout rooms will end in 60 seconds. And then I'm going to press broadcast. And that's going to go to the breakout rooms and it's going to tell all of them that in 60 seconds, I'm going to close the rooms. Okay. So if I go to close all rooms, it says all breakout rooms will close in 60 seconds and it'll start doing a countdown for them in their room so they'll know that it's going to close. And once it closes, they're going to come back to the main room and you see right here that we're back to the main room. But that's how you do it. So I'm going to close all the rooms again. So it's kind of cool how you can go in and out of there and they can do their own collaborations in small groups. So here are some options. I did my countdown timer at 60 seconds because I want to give them 60 seconds before it stops because I've been taking a college class, and that's not set up. And every time our breakout rooms close, it just abruptly closes in the middle of us talking, and that's not really a cool way to have your small groups. Most of the time you're in the middle of something, and if you knew you had 60 seconds or 2 minutes, you would stop and you would close it up and you would finish your stuff. So here are your options right here that you can add, check or not if you want to, but these are just breakout room options. And I'm going to close it because I'm not going to use them anymore. So that's how you do breakout rooms, which I think is kind of a little scary. Another thing about breakout rooms is this. Whenever I go to add a room, I can assign who I want to be in it. Right now it says all participants have been assigned. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this person to breakout room 2 and exchange this person for that person. You see, you can move people in and out and you can change things. I can delete this room and delete this room. Now I can add a room and I can assign each person to each room. So this can be a little bit difficult if you're trying to assign certain people to certain rooms, but that's how you do it right there. You can recreate the rooms that were already existing and they'll be replaced. So there's just a few options there that you can do differently. For example, in my class, my college class, we had specific groups that we were in for a project. So he had to go in and assign me and Annie and Aaron and Tara all into one group. Well, we have a big class of like 15 people, so that takes him a little bit of time to go and click, 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 click. So keep that in mind whenever you are doing breakout rooms. If you have certain groups that you want certain people in, you may have a little bit of a time where people are just kind of like, because I know that's what we do in our classes, just waiting, you know. Okay, so that's how you do breakout rooms. You can record your Zoom here. If you're on Outschool, just be aware, as soon as you go in, it's recording. And then the recording is available right after your class, usually like less than an hour. You'll be able to view your recording, and then parents that maybe had students that missed the class, they can go in and watch the class afterwards. Okay, well, I hope that my little tour of Zoom helped you get ready for your online teaching on Zoom, whether it's in Outschool or if it's with the school district or wherever you are teaching on Zoom or just using Zoom in general. You can use this for even your own meetings when you're the participant and not the host. If you have any more questions about Zoom or teaching online, I would love for you to send me a message or make a comment in the description box below and let me know, is there something that I missed that you still want to know about Zoom? I'd be happy to figure it out and try to help you. Also, follow me on Facebook and on Instagram for online teaching tips and tricks. So if you really like this video, please give me a comment below so that I can answer any of your questions. Also, subscribe and like the video and click the little bell so that you get notifications whenever a new video pops up to help you with teaching online. Thank you again so much, and I'll see you next time. Happy Zooming! One last tip. I forgot to tell you. How do you end the meeting? Oh no! So the last thing you're going to do is you're going to press end and you're going to end the meeting for all, and that is going to close Zoom for all of your students and for you. But before you do that, you may want to let them leave the meeting and say, you guys can leave now, goodbye, and say, I'll stay on for another 5 minutes if you have any questions that you want to ask me after class. I know in my classes in college, I am always like, oh my gosh, I wish I had just a minute to ask a question after class, but my teachers are always like, end. And then I have to email them when it could have been just a really easy conversation after class. So it's a good idea if you have time and you want to just tell the kids, it's time for class to be over. I'll see you next time, and give them the directions on what's the next steps and say, I'll be here for 5 minutes after class to answer any questions. And if you don't have any questions, you can go ahead and end your meeting. But once it's time to end, click end meeting for all, and it will close everybody's Zoom and no one will still be on. Okay? So I hope that helps because you want to be able to end it, right? I'll see you next time. Happy Zooming! Another breakout room tip. Also, follow me on Facebook and Instagram for online teaching